as we age, sometimes things get on our on our mind, and we just can't get rid of it, and we just got to vent. And for so many of us in today's world, we take to these things called iPhones or iPads or whatever other device you like, and we vent on socialist media. And that's what I'm doing here. It's the Y'all Show, Jon Rawl with you. And I'm going to vent if you don't mind. And I think I've got a pretty good reason to vent. And I'm going to call this the Southern Soapbox. I'm going to probably do this from time to time. I'm on my Southern Soapbox. And right there on the screen, you can see it. I'm venting here. I'm PO'd. You know why? Because I think we've got to stop this. I think it's tacky, and I think it's embarrassing that sometimes we take really good pictures at not good venues, not good occasions, okay? So what you're looking at there is a picture taken just the other day at the funeral of Lindsey Graham. That's at the Baptist Church in Columbia, South Carolina, where they had a memorial service for the late senator. And in that picture, some of the names you might, or faces you might recognize there with his hands across in front are Sean Hannity, the Fox radio, TV host, etc. He's there. I don't know who he's standing right next to on his left. On his right is Ainsley Earhart back in her hometown and Sean Hannity's sweetie. The lady over there on your right side of the screen is Donna Rice Hughes. Now, if you don't know who Miss Hughes is, you might just remember the name Donna Rice. Go back to the 1980s and the monkey business scandal. It was Donna Rice, a Columbia native, by the way, who got caught on a boat with then likely Democratic nominee for president Gary Hart. Gary Hart, by the way, is still alive. At that time in the 80s, he was a very prominent U.S. Senator from Colorado. And Donna sort of ended old Gary's chances of being the Democratic nominee, and that's when they ended up getting the the tank rider from Massachusetts to be the nominee, and he got slaughtered there in 1988 against George H.W. Bush. But Donna Hughes is there, and then over on your right-hand side is the congressman from the Lexington, Columbia area, Joe Wilson, Mr. You Lie. His son, by the way, excuse me, the current Attorney General of South Carolina is the nominee for governor on the Republican side, and he's likely going to be elected governor. Alan Wilson is his name. So the reason I'm mad about this picture, and the reason I'm having my Southern Soapbox, is, again, this was taken at a funeral. This is a great picture. This is a nice picture. And this was actually posted by Donna Rice Hughes. I guess she's looking for some more attention these days. She's not monkey business isn't around anymore. And she's cleaned up her act. She's, this lady is a grown woman now and has had a, I guess, successful career. But she put this out on her social media. It's a great picture. But y'all, I think it's just wrong to take funeral pics. And so that's why I've got this graphic I've created. No more funeral pics. We've got to stop. And this hopefully is something that you know what I'm talking about. I don't think cameras belong at funerals. I don't think they belong because I think it's tacky. And one reason it's tacky is you get good pictures sometimes. I mean, when you go to a funeral, people are dressed up and they look nice. I've had a great picture of me taken at a funeral 30 years ago. It's one of my best pictures I ever took. But you know why I don't like it? Because it always reminds me of the sad occasion that that picture was taken. And so that's why I think funeral pics should be outlawed. I think it should be a federal law against taking pictures at funerals. And I'm not even telling you, I mean, this is not anything against the deceased. It's not their fault that they have died. God bless them. But people do dumb things at funerals. I mean, some people take pictures of the body. I think that's absolutely wrong. I don't care how much you love someone. If you love me, and I hope you do, don't take my picture if I'm deceased. That's not how I want to be remembered. I don't care how good I look or bad I look. I might even get cooked, so you won't have that option. But regardless, that's really crossing a line. But I'm on here today primarily against funeral pics from the standpoint of, if you're going to take a picture, why do you wait until a funeral to take it? I remember one time at a relative's funeral that a relative said, everybody, excuse me, I get emotional. I get all choked up talking about this kind of stuff. Excuse me. I had a relative say, hey, let's all gather over here next to the burial and take a group photo. And you can't make a scene and say, nah, I don't want to do that. I obliged. I don't want to see that picture. And I mean, some of these relatives I haven't seen since. It's maybe the only picture that exists. And I'm only telling you this because you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. You probably had it happen to you. It's sad. Here's the real reason I'm telling you this. It's sad that we don't take pictures like this of distant relatives, maybe someone you don't see that much, except when you get together at a funeral. And specifically in the funeral area, whether it's in the funeral home or possibly the church or maybe in the graveyard. If you're going to take pictures when someone dies, do it at a restaurant or somewhere off-site. Because, again, I'm sure you're going to take a great picture, but do it where the memory isn't always going to be there in your head. Hey, that was a bad occasion. Or, man, why didn't we have another picture taken with cousin Bubba? But why did we wait 25 years and get a good picture with our cousin Bubba when we could have just gone 20 minutes down the road and hung out with him and gotten to know cousin Bubba? And this picture I got with a rainbow on one side of my shoulder and a waterfall on the other at this funeral, I'm not going to put out on display because it just is a reminder that, we only got together because of Aunt Esther's funeral. Maybe I'm being too harsh, but I mean, we Southerners, we like our family, we like our friends, and some of us like to take pictures, and I'm all for that. Just not at a funeral or funeral home or whatever. I mean, I guess if you want to take pictures of flowers or inanimate objects, that might be okay. I had a funeral where people wanted to gather around the casket while it was being lowered in the ground. I mean, it was closed. I thought that was a little weird. I don't ever want to see that picture. I don't ever want to see any of these pictures. Maybe I'm being stupid, but I don't really think I am. It all comes back to, if you can't hang out with somebody before a funeral happens and get a picture, maybe you just don't need that picture, okay? That's my Southern soapbox, and I hope you understand. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the show all about the South. In other parts of the country, like up north, they probably don't even get together for funerals, so this is probably not an issue. But here in the South, we get together and we want to honor the dead, but let's not dishonor the dead by causing scenes like what I saw there on the screen with. And I'm picking on this Donna Rice Hughes person, but there's plenty of other pictures taken at funerals like Lindsey Graham's funeral that really stir the pot on what I'm getting at here today. And fake, people that you don't even, I don't know how well Donna Hughes knows Sean Hannity, but if you saw this picture, you'd think they were best friends. Again, probably not a bad thing. She's got a right to get a picture with him. Just don't do it in a church. And this picture there that I showed was in a church, in the house of the Lord. How dare they do something like that? I'll pull it up here one time in case you were asleep a moment ago, of this picture here with Lindsay over their shoulder there in the background. You know, I saw a reporter do a report from Lindsay's burial plot there in upstate South Carolina. I'm okay with that. I mean, he's a national figure. I'm okay with them from a news standpoint putting out images of all that, but just trying to come together and look all harmonious in a sad occasion is sad, in my opinion, in my Southern Soapbox. What do y'all think? That's why we got our contact info, y'all show at y'all.com. Am I being a little ridiculous? I don't know. I don't know. But thank y'all for tuning in as we talk about no more funeral pics. We'll talk to you again in happier times, y'all. And thanks for checking us out. Go to y'all.com for a whole lot more of the show that shakes the Southland.